All right, where we at? Where are we at? Let me see. Make sure everything is working. You know, shout out to the people, man. What's happening with everybody this morning? Yeah, hit that like button. It ain't nothing. Salute, salute. Shout out to my loved ones out there, man. Where y'all at? Let's get up in here and discuss some things. You know? Shout out to the True Warrior Scholar, man. I appreciate it. Show love, show love. So Nicki Minaj went over to TPUSA. Now we all know what that's about, man. The only type of black people they interview is like Myron Gaines, Officer Tatum, and people like that. People who agree with their talking points. You know, Kenny Mack, True Warrior. Yeah, man, we already know the type of black people that TP USA deals with, right? If you're somebody who stands for your people, then they're not going to like your kind. You know what I mean? You got to be like a Myron Gaines and Officer Tatum, somebody like that. Now, you got Nicki Minaj, went to TP USA, right? Nicki Minaj's husband is, we already know what it is, right? Then I just found out that Nicki's not even a citizen of the United States. Now, my thing is this. You've been a celebrity for all these years and you still don't have your paperwork straight. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But then again, maybe I'm not. I heard that Nicki Minaj is not even a citizen of the United States. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. Maybe it's time to give Nicki her walking papers. She said something about Caribbeans being hard workers and da 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 da. Listen, Nicki, the opportunities that you have in this country came from our people doing all the hard work, not from your people back in Trinidad or wherever she's from. So we're going to set the record straight with that, man, and we're going to break a lot of this stuff down. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. I think he did a wonderful job at breaking down this mentality. You know, people come over here and they want to undermine us while using everything that we fought for to benefit themselves, latching on to our struggle for their own personal benefit, latching on to our struggle for financial gain, latching on to our struggle for social status. Nicki Minaj is not FBA, so we're not surprised. And guess what? She got mad at Michael B. Jordan over that I believe it was an alcohol beverage, right? I don't was it Captain Morgan or something like that? Maybe I'm wrong, but she got mad at Michael B. Jordan over something that he said, as if he was appropriating Caribbean culture, and she got pretty pissed off about it. He said, just found this channel and immediately sub, man. I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, my brother. You in the right place. You want to hear the truth, the unfiltered truth, then you in the right place. You in the right space. Let's see what brother Tariq Nasheed had to say about Nicki Minaj and her.
I don't know what's happening. What's up, man? We in here. Y'all come on in. You say you finally caught a live, and I'm relatively early today, so I'm kind of sort of on time. I respect to the family. I am kind of sort of on time today, ladies and gentlemen. Repost this on Facebook. Repost it on TikTok. Retweet. And let everybody know that we're indeed live, okay? First, ladies and gentlemen, first thing I want to say is thank everybody who came to the Hidden History Museum last night.
All right, we're going to get past this part right here.
Betrayed, because Nikki was saying, we got a lot of people in here all real fast. I love that. Well, this thing jumped up talking.
Well, Nikki is a tether. She is a tether, right? And I don't use that word loosely. I don't call somebody a tether just because they're an African or a Caribbean. I judge them based on their actions, right? And I've seen a lot of things with Nikki that will, she's in the tether category, right? And it's based on her actions. It's not based on the fact that she's Caribbean. So let's get that straight. You got to be careful who you support. You look at everybody, oh, they black, yeah, whatever. A lot of these non-FBAs be way left field. And of course, we got people who are FBA that are left field as well, like your Officer Tatum's, your Jesse Lee Petersons, people like that. So it ain't just the tethers. We got people in the FBA community who are way left field, who are, Uncle Ruckus. They suffer from the Uncle Ruckus syndrome. We got people in the FBA community like that we must expose, that we must get rid of as well. Yeah.
Those 4,000 people real fast. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the family. Now, we got to talk about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj went to Turning Points USA. She went to their event. She was up there with Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk. And a lot of the Barbs, they feel a certain way about it. A lot of the Barbs feel a certain way about it. They feel betrayed because Nikki was saying something like, it's okay to be a boy. And okay. A lot of stuff she said I kind of agreed with. I'm not hating on her for being on there. I mean, you should, whatever your political position is, that's fine. There were some issues that I had, though. When she was kind of pandering a little bit, when she was saying, she was kind of alluding to we shouldn't, the whole theme was whites shouldn't apologize for being white. And there was something about, as a beautiful black woman.
We got to get rid of her. White shouldn't have to apologize. Nobody asks white people to apologize. We don't want your apology. Break bread, cut the reparations check. I don't care about no white person apologizing to me. That means nothing. I mean, let me know if I'm the only person that feels like that. Do you guys really want white people to apologize to you? No, you need to pay us for what we gave this country. Because guess what? White folks got wealthy off of our labor. Now it's time to cut the check. I don't give a damn about no fake ass apology from no white folks. That means nothing.
Have to make others feel bad about themselves. If you have blonde hair, blue eyes. So it was a lot of white caping.
Yeah.
It was a lot of white caping. Let me play a little clip. Of what I'm talking about, family. What Nikki was saying up there. But she was kind of doing some white splaining a little bit for them. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is her. All right, fair use. Hold on.
We were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women?
Okay.
Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty?
Okay. Who's making somebody?
Basically, she's telling white people, you don't have to downplay your beauty to appease black folks. She's caping. She definitely got the cape on. She definitely earned her raccoon status. Oh, man. And listen, keep in mind, that ain't got nothing to do with black men. This is a female thing. She's telling white women that they don't have to dumb down their beauty so that, stop worried. Basically, what she's saying is stop worrying about black women who are offended that's jealous of you. So in so many words, she's telling white women that black women are jealous of them, and a white woman don't have to apologize for being blonde and beautiful. She's definitely caping for the all right community. Saying things to get in good, saying things to get in the mix. This is why she's pandering to that audience. Yes, to all you white women, you ain't got to stop being beautiful because black women might be insecure about their beauty. You can still be blonde and beautiful. You don't have to apologize to black folks. You can be white and beautiful. She is caping clearly.
Downplay their beauty. That political position.
You ain't got to downplay your beauty for us black women. Never mind us black women. Some of us are insecure, but you blind and beautiful, and you need to flaunt your beauty. It ain't your fault that some of our women are insecure about you being beautiful. That's that narrative right there. There it is.
That's fine. There were some issues that I had though. When she was
Yeah, she's telling everybody that black women are insecure and they feel inferior to white women. And she's telling them, hey, you ain't got to dumb down your beauty because of insecure black women. Now I understand why black women are so pissed off with Nicki Minaj.
kind of pandering a little bit when she was saying she was kind of alluding to we shouldn't, the whole theme was white shouldn't apologize for being white, and there was something about, you know, as a beautiful black woman, we shouldn't have to make others feel bad about themselves if you have blonde hair, blue eyes. So it was a lot of white caping, you know. It was a lot of white caping. Let me play a little clip. Let me play a little clip of what I'm talking about, family. What Nikki was saying up there, where she was kind of splaining, doing some white splaining a little bit for them. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is her. All right, fair use. Hold on, hold on.
We were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women?
Okay.
Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty?
Okay. Who's making somebody downplay their beauty? That's that she's really pandering to that alt-right thing. She's pandering to the whole whites are the real victim narrative.
So that we can feel, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild?
Oh my God. She's making white people feel like, yes, tell black women to stop being insecure. Let white women be beautiful. White women flaunt your beauty. Never mind these insecure black women. My God, she is caping. She's caping and explaining to them folks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now that. Oh, that's pander babble. Oh, as a Caribbean, yeah. She come in as a black woman. Oh, no, as a Trinidadian Caribbean. All right? As a Trinidadian. Because that whole theme was, oh, it's okay to be white. So she was kind of, they gave her like a script to go with the it's okay. Whites shouldn't feel like victims for being white. And kind of that's the little theme that they were going with. So people are questioning, why did Nikki go on here? We got a lot of people in here. Shout out to everybody in here. People are questioning, ladies and gentlemen, why? Hold on, let me get myself on here. My bad. Let me get back in here. My bad. So like I said, family, people are questioning, why did Nikki go on here? Let's throw some thoughts out. Why do y'all think she went on there for real? Why do y'all think she went on there? What was this really about?
Nicki Minaj, man. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They say Nicki Minaj is not even a citizen of our country. And she got a husband who's he's on the offender. He's an S offender. So not only she's a non-citizen, she's a tether, and your husband is an S offender. Maybe that's why she's whistling to the community, to the white community. Hey, I'm gonna need your help. I'm willing to be an ally. I'll throw black women under the bus to uplift you guys. Help me out. I need help. I need help with my citizenship. Plus, my husband is an S offender. Please help me out. I don't know, because why else would she do this? There's no need to do this unless she needs something from that community. Because I don't see the reason in doing it unless she's pandering to them to get something.
My conjecture, and this is my conjecture, ladies and gentlemen, it's just my conjecture. My conjecture was that this is like a direct political and cultural clapback at Jay-Z and Rock Nation. That's one thing. Because, why has she been going after Jay-Z and Rock Nation? She's been kind of clowning them. She's been going after Jay-Z online for a long time. And she understands that, Jay-Z, Rock Nation, they're really clicked in with the Democrats. They're really clicked in with the Democrats. And did they mess her money up? Did they mess her bag up? Yeah, because she was talking real greasy. So sound like they kind of messed her bag up. Her tour, what was going on with her tour? Wasn't something going on with her tour where the bag was kind of messed up? Yeah, this is definitely a clapback at Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and all that stuff, just from my conjecture. And looks like she's trying to campaign for another bag.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like she's trying to campaign for another damn bag. Somebody said she came here at 10 illegally. Did she come here illegally? What's up, Jay Bo Diesel? Nikki's looking for a white ally against us. Oh, she needed for delineation. Interesting. But she haven't found. So is she an illegal? Did she come over here illegally? Because I've heard that before. I don't know how true it is. But did she come here illegally as a child? Is that true? That's a question. Okay.
Now they said she came illegally, and I don't believe it. It looks like it's true. Now they say her brother's an ex-offender and her husband is an ex-offender, and she's a tether. Oh, let me say that. So the husband is an ex-offender, the brother's an ex-offender, and she's a tether. No wonder why she's caping to that community. Nikki might be in hot water about something. Because why else would she start caping for the alt-right community? There has to be some type of angle. There's a reason for this. I refuse to believe that she's just doing this for nothing. She's trying to get something. But people have told me, nope, she's not a U.S. citizen. She was born in the Caribbean. Well, this proves that we've been saying about these tethers. Tethers latch on to the culture to get money, and once they get what they want, they throw the black community, they throw foundational black Americans right under the bus. As soon as they get what they're looking for, they're going to throw us right under the bus. This is a prime example. This is one of many examples. She said Caribbeans work harder than us. They got more culture. They got a more family structure. They have more morals. And Caribbeans are just such hard workers. We're going to get into that in a second as well.
Now, that's the thing. In London a while back. So we do know, she definitely wasn't born here, but she did come here as an immigrant. She's always said she was an immigrant. I just wasn't sure if she came here legally or illegally. Some people said legally. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But family, what that sounds like, she's getting in good with this administration so that she don't get rounded up. Because she would be a good target. That'd be a big fish. Oh, that'll be a big fish. So sounds like she's kind of pandering to them so that ice truck don't pull up to her crib. All right? Now, she's a Caribbean immigrant, legal or illegal. She might be here legally. She might be here legally. I don't know. But still, with this administration, they don't give a damn. If you in that immigration database, it can go either way. If you're in that immigration database, that thing can go either way. So these immigration laws, they're getting real strict right now. These non-FBA immigrants, they're instinctively responding by signaling this over-the-top loyalty to the right. So all of that law and order, and you're aligning with conservative nationalism, and you're distancing yourself from problematic black political spaces. It could be immigration protection. We don't know. Or it could be, ladies and gentlemen, it could.
People are saying she's trying to get her hubby pardoned. And guess what? She was just caping for Donald Trump. Think about it. She was just caping for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. She was just caping for Donald Trump. Then she said, no, I'm going to pull up to TPUSA and cape for these folks and throw black folks under the bus in the process. We're going to throw foundational black Americans under the bus in the process to get in good graces with these folks. So she was caping for Donald Trump, saying crazy things about Africa and Nigeria. Now she's disrespecting foundational Black Americans live on air.
Be shock value. It might be just marketing. Again, I think she feels like she's been canceled by some of the liberal outlets, and this whole shock thing, getting on here, she know that it will get headlines. The shock value is there, and shock value is like a marketing engine. Controversy equals relevance. So she understands the modern entertainment economy perfectly right now. Outrage is distribution, and right now you got other female rappers killing the game right now. Cardi is killing it.
Yeah, and then a lot of the younger female rappers have taken her spot, right? Like your Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallions, your all these up and coming female rappers. Nikki don't have the spotlight no more. Nikki's the old chick on the block now. You got your Cardi B, you got your, the Megs, your Glorillas, all that, right? So now she feel like, okay, now it's time to put on the cape for the alt-right community and throw foundational Black Americans under the bus for my own benefit. That's exactly what she's doing. I can see the play from 100 miles away. I can see the play from 100 miles away. Let's get some butter biscuits and some let's get some good old friends on that over there on that alt-right, the alt-right community. Yeah, I'm gonna pander to them folks because I got my own agenda. I'm gonna throw these FBAs under the bus to let them know that, hey, I'm rocking with you. I believe in you. Black women need to stop being jealous. Black people need to stop being jealous of white folks. So she's doing a whole lot of caping. She's doing a whole lot of explaining. And I think we know why.
Glorilla is killing it. Sexy Red is killing it, whether you like her or not. You got other female rappers out here that's really, what's old girl? Breesky, what's her name? Take me through that. I mean, she just saying 5 words and she got it popping.
Got it popping.
Well, 4 words. So yeah, man, there's a lot of other female rappers out here doing their thing. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, her husband, he's going through some things allegedly, and she might be trying to secure a pardon for him if something goes left with him. If something goes left, she might be trying to secure a pardon. Well, so there's a lot of theories as to why she went up here with this rhetoric. Also, listen, there's a wide open lane over there. So did Cardi album flop? Okay, all right. I still hear it on the radio. She's an undocumented immigrant. Okay, she revealed that. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I heard her say that.
Yeah, so she's undocumented. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
She was an undocumented immigrant. Right, somebody just looked it up. Yeah, Lola Brooke is out here. Yeah, Nikki, how old is Nikki? 40-something? So look, that
Nikki got to be like 43 years old. If she was born in 1982, then she's 43. So yeah, she's 43.
Listen, the shelf life for a female rapper, I mean, she had a great run. Nikki's had a great run, but hell, these young girls up here coming in the game, So yeah, what you got to do now, you got to be a legacy artist to tour to get your bag up. And now she's beefing with Rock Nation, and the tour money ain't.
Nikki is trying to link up with the MAGA community because she got something going on. And like I said, she's illegal. So and listen, she's caping for Donald Trump because, Donald Trump might be able to give her legal status. Donald Trump might be able to pardon her husband. So let's cape for the alt-right. Let's throw FBAs under the bus because guess what? They're not going to throw you a bone unless you do something for them. Oh, you're going to throw FBA under the bus? Okay, we might be willing to work with you. Because keep in mind, Nikki is a superstar. She's a major celebrity. So if she's caping for the MAGA community, then that will influence other people to do the same thing, which gives that community more power because now they say, see, you got black people who even agree with us. Because now they can push people like that for, and see, we even got black people who agree with us. I told you these black folks are tripping. Even some of them agree with us. So that's why they use people like Nicki Minaj. That's why they use people like Officer Tap Dance Tatum. That's why they use people like Myron Gaines or a Jesse Lee Peterson.
Really coming in like that, from what I'm assuming, she's going to have to get another bag somewhere. And right now, there's a lane open in the far right circles, in those conservative circles, for a negress, particularly a Caribbean negress, because Candace Owens has gone rogue. All right? Candace Owens, the Caribbean negress, she's going rogue on them. And I like that. I ain't got no problem with Candace Owens going rogue on them. All right? But yeah, there's a lane open right now for some melanated woman who can go in there and try to act like they're the spokespersons for black women. Well, as a black woman, I feel that women with blue eyes and blonde hair should not be marginalized. See, that's why we don't need non-FBAs acting as our spokespersons. Yes, Candace is Caribbean. Yes, she is. So let me show y'all a receipt, because a lot of folks don't believe that. When we say Candace Owens is Caribbean, she identifies as Caribbean. All right, hold on. Let me give a receipt on that, because I like to bring receipts. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if she still got that tweet up. Hold on 1 second. Let me find this tweet of Candace Owens real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if she still got it up. Y'all bear with me. The 10 right now. Where is that? Now I can't find it. Here's another tweet of her talking about her father right here. Because I want to find the tweet. Hold on. This is one tweet. She was like, yeah, further, my father's Caribbean. My family, hold on, come on, Grok, what is this? My family's from St. Thomas. Okay. But there was one tweet where she put up, if somebody can find it for me, because I don't want to keep slow the game down. If y'all can find the link for me of that tweet where she said, yeah, Caribbeans, yeah, we come over and we work so much harder than the black people here.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work at something like that. Yeah. My family's from St. Thomas, Caribbean and proud. If y'all can find that tweet for me, that'll be great.
She did. She said they're hard workers, and black Americans, foundational black Americans, are just lazy because they come over here and become more successful. That's what she said.
That'll be great. All right. Yeah, all that I don't even believe she's half FBA. I don't even believe that. Because a lot of them do that. A lot of them try to backdoor their way into the lineage by claiming to be half and all that. I think she's full tether. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that she's half FBA too, because you got a lot of people who are trying to backdoor their way into lineage by saying, oh, my father's FBA, my mother's FBA. And a lot of these people are just flat out lying. They want to play both sides of the field. They'll say, well, my mother's Caribbean, my dad is FBA. So what they do is they play both sides. That's kind of like somebody who's mixed with black and Mexican. They can never really, those people will never be beneficial. They got to pick a side, because they'll say black and brown, and that's not going to work, because we know there's no such thing as black and brown. So if you got a person who's mixed with black and Mexican and their loyalty is not to the black community and they want to do this equal thing, it'll never work, because they're not going to stand on anything. There's no such thing as a black and brown alliance. It doesn't exist. So it's the same thing with a lot of these people who are half FBA and half Caribbean. Unless they take a stance with FBA, these people are useless to us. These people are useless. If they're not down with us 100%, then they're useless, because they're playing both sides of the field. They're FBA when it's beneficial, then they're Caribbean when that's beneficial.
But like I said, with the Candace Owens thing, there's a lane wide open. You know what I'm saying? And Nikki might be trying to get that bag. That's a big bag. That is a big bag to go in there and be the melanated mouthpiece for white supremacy. And again, that whole theme with Turning Points was this whole thing about we shouldn't have to apologize being white. Let me play JD Vance saying that. Hold on. Because
who's asking white people to apologize? I know I don't care about no apology from white folks. You ain't got to apologize for being white. White people listen, White people know what they did throughout this country, and they don't want to be held accountable because they say, I never owned a slave. I shouldn't be held accountable for what my ancestors did. Well, you judge black people based on what you see a small percentage of black people doing. And you lump all black people in the same category, but when it comes to white folks, I shouldn't be judged for I shouldn't be judged for what my ancestors did. My family has never owned one slave. I am not a racist. But I still have black fatigue. Yeah. I have black fatigue, but I'm not a racist. I shouldn't be judged for my ancestors and what they did in this country. But meanwhile, they judge black folks and lump us all in one category. That's what white folks do.
Vance. Hold on. Let me get JD Vance and play that video. Here we go. All right. Now this is JD Vance.
No.
All right. Let me kind of speed it up real quick. All right, so this is JD Vance talking about we shouldn't have to apologize for being white. Hold on.
That's offering you in the meantime, I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, they are not sending their best. Omar Fateh was Ilhan Omar's candidate for mayor of Mogadishu. Minneapolis. Little Freudian slip there. Oh, Jasmine Crockett. The record speaks for itself. She wants to be a senator, though her street girl persona is about as real as her nails. In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore. And in the meantime, what are the Democrats offering you in the meantime? I gotta say.
All right, so she's like,
white people ain't never apologized for being white. When have white people ever apologized? And do we really care about an apology? Absolutely not. We care about tangibles. We care about the resources. We care about our reparations. Straight up like that. No, guess what? We don't sit around begging for reparations because guess what? The majority of us have jobs. We get out there, we work every day, and we get our money. However we get our money, we get our money. So we're not sitting around doing nothing, waiting on the reparations. So I've heard a lot of idiots say, how come black people are just sitting around begging for reparations? No, you got a lot of us who are very productive. We get out there, we make moves, but in our free time, we'll address the reparations conversation in our free time. But in the meantime, in between time, we got to go to work every day to get that bread, you dig? And that's exactly what that's exactly what foundational Black Americans are doing. We still gonna grind, we still gonna hustle, but in our free time, we're gonna have that reparations conversation, but don't get it twisted for 1 second.
Yeah, we don't have to apologize for being white. Okay, there we go, man. Thank you, my brother.
We got 676 people watching. Get us over 600 plus likes. I'm going to read off the cash apps at the hour mark of the show. Matter of fact, I'm going to read off the cash apps in another 15 minutes. So support the cash app, support the super chat. I'll read them off in another 15 minutes. 676 people watching. We need 600 likes. Let's do it, family. I need my FBA people to pull up. I need my FBA people to stand up and support this channel. Let's take this channel to the next level. We digging on these fools. Digging up their skeleton bones.
Thank you, my brother Sincere. There we go. Shout out to Sincere Love the God. He sent it to me. Hold on, let me pull it up. Okay, yeah, let me pull it up. Let me pull that Candace Owens tweet up. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on 1 second. My brother Sincere just sent me that. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick, and I'm gonna show the family. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all the exact tweet. This is why we on her bumper all the time. All right.
You on that bumper, man?
Hold on 1 second. Let me show y'all the exact tweet. Y'all bear with me. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm spelling stuff wrong. Vance. I'm gonna show y'all the exact tweet and how she identifies. Okay, we're gonna show you how Miss Candace Owens identifies. Y'all bear with me. I just like to show receipts. All right, let me search that. Oh, here we go. There we go. This is the tweet I'm looking for. So don't ever forget this about Candace Owens. This tweet is still up. Y'all shout out our brother Sincere Love the God.
Shout out to Sincere Love to God. Shout out to you, man. It's FBA all day. FBA or nothing. Yeah, we're going to continue to dig. We're going to pull up them skeleton bones. And we're going to bring it on home. We sitting on the throne as foundational Black Americans. We're going to continue to mash. We're going to continue to keep pushing. You dig.
All right. This is Candace On. She tweeted this back in 2019. Today, I'm studying why Caribbean immigrants far surpass Black Americans in the terms of economic success. If America awards success based on skin color, this wouldn't be possible. All researchers conclude that they are simply more driven, meaning Caribbeans. I'm of St. Thomas descent, very proud. So there it is right there. All right. So
we got to get rid of Nicki Minaj. We got to get rid of Candace Owens. We got to get rid of all these tethers. If you a tether, we got to throw them away. We got to get rid of them. If you're FBA and you caping for those folks, we got to get rid of you. You're Anton Daniels, caping for that community, caping for the alt-right. See, Black people, this is what I don't like about a lot of our FBA people. If somebody has money, you'll forgive them for whatever they do. You'll forget, and not all of y'all, but I'm speaking to the ones who do. You got FBA people who rock with Anton Daniels based on the fact that he has money. Never mind that he's a flawed individual. Never mind that he's a Sambo. Well, he has money, so him being a Sambo doesn't matter. Him allowing another man to flirt with him doesn't matter. He has money. This is why the rainbow community is so popular, because as long as you have money, everything is forgiven. Nothing you do matters. Don't matter how dishonorable you are. Don't matter how much of a Sambo you are. If you got money, a lot of people will forgive you for everything you do as long as you got money. And that's a major problem. There's rainbow community members with tons of money. So you're going to stand with them because they have money? Some of the biggest Sambos got money. Some of your rainbow community members have money. So do we respect people just because they have money, or do we respect people based up? Or do we respect people based on what they stand on or what they stand up for? We got to respect people for standing on business. We got to respect people with morals and standards. We got to stop giving people props just because they got money. That's why you got so many rainbow community members in our community. This is why you got so many rainbow people in the FBA community, because unfortunately, a lot of us respect people just based on money, and it's not based on their moral character. And that is a major problem. And I've been pointing that stuff out for a long time. You're willing to overlook fun boy activities. You're willing to overlook Sambo behavior as long as that individual has money. And that is a terrible way to think.
I want to hear all that half shit. She threw us under the bus, threw Black Americans under the bus, and gave props to Caribbeans. All right? That's Caribbean talk. All right, and they can never show all of these games. Yeah, you show a stat with household incomes, that doesn't mean that you're just making more money. That means there's more Negroes in the house. Yeah, that's tether talk. Yeah, you can never, when they start talking about all of these financial gains and all these financial laps downing, and I'm not trying to dump on some of the
immigrants. Yeah, man, we got too many people in our community who are willing to overlook fun boy activities just because this individual has money. And once that happened, morality and standards goes out of the window because it's money over morality. We are putting money over morality. That is a major problem in our community. We got Sambos and guys who engage in fun boy activities, and you got people who still respect them based on the money. And I've been calling that out for a long time.
And all that, but y'all not gonna lie. We're not lying. We ain't gonna do that. If you doing all that, show it. Where are these neighborhoods where you balling out? It's because 20 people live in one house. So yeah, the household income is going to be higher. There's more people working really low-wage jobs, and all of that adds up if there's 20 or 30 people in the same house. Whereas foundational Black Americans, we don't have all them people in the house. But foundational Black Americans, you got to get your ass up out of there at 18. You might, if you're going through some hardship.
Anybody want to pull up, man? I'm going to bring some people up real quick. I got some more clips that I'm going to play, man, but I'm going to bring some people up, man. So if you want to address this issue right now with this Sambo culture, rainbow community members who happen to be men, and we're looking to look, and a lot of us, not me, some of us are willing to look past fun boy activities because this individual has money. We got to kill that, homie. That's not going to move us forward. That mentality will never move us forward. It's going to take us 50 steps backwards. We got too many people in the FBA community that are willing to look past fun boy and rainbow community activities because that individual has money. We're willing to overlook Sambo behavior because certain individuals have money, because this particular individual might have money. So you look past the Sambo behavior. That is a major problem with our people. Money doesn't make you masculine. Money doesn't make you a respectable person. Money is cool to have. I'm not one of these people who are going to tell you that money doesn't matter. I'll never say that money doesn't matter, but at the same time, money alone doesn't make you a respectable individual. Money alone doesn't mean that you stand on business. There's a lot of fun boys and rainbow community members out there with money. I promise you that. There's a lot of guys who engage in Sambo behavior that got money. So money is important, but I'm just being real with y'all, man.
One or two of you can come on back to the house if you're going through some things, but we ain't trying to have a whole bunch of adults up in an FBA house. Let's be real. FBA houses ain't got a whole bunch of adults up in there like that. But going back to JD Vance, and shout out to everybody.
Now I'm gonna read off the cash apps, man. We got 600 plus people watching, almost 700. Let's get 15% of the audience to support this content. Because we come heavy in the game, the hard hitting facts, man.
And we got 23,000 people watching live. Respect to the family. JD Vance was up here talking about
Biggie said he gonna pull up. He said give him a sec. Shout out to Biggie. Yeah, make sure that you support the content, man. I will read off the cash apps. Matter of fact, we're gonna read them off at the hour mark. We're 42 minutes in. Once we get to the hour mark, I'll read off the contributors and all the supporters, and we'll do it like that. So show your love and support for King Supreme TV in a major way.
To apologize for being white. Now, what does that mean? Now, what are they talking about? What does that mean exactly? What does that mean? Because what policy position is making white people apologize for being white? There's nothing making them do that. We're not making them do that.
White people just be saying things. You know what's funny? You got white people who pretend to be oppressed, white people who pretend to be victims. This is why they're talking about this is why they're talking about black fatigue all day. Charlie Kirk talked about black fatigue all day. And I bet money that Charlie Kirk has never been victimized by a black criminal a day in his life. Charlie Kirk lost his life to a white man, not a black person, but he talked about black fatigue every chance he got. That is hypocrisy. If Charlie Kirk was more focused on the danger coming from his own community, just maybe he would still be alive today. Because I can tell you this, Charlie Kirk, and I'm speaking to the alt-right community. Not one black person was thinking about harming Charlie Kirk. Not one. But you had several white people who was thinking about harming Charlie Kirk. Every time somebody made an attempt on Donald Trump's life, it was a white man, not a black man. So what does that tell you? The biggest threat to a white man is another white man, not a black person. This is propaganda. This is BS. It is nonsense. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. The biggest threat to a white man is another white man. Every time somebody tried to assassinate or unalive Donald Trump, it was another white man. The biggest threat to a white man in America is a white man. So why do white people spend all day talking about black fatigue when black crime rarely affects white people? It is rare that black criminals do anything to white people. For the most part, black people are focused on harming one another. So when they talk about black fatigue, they're just trying to ruin our image publicly. That's a smear campaign. Most black people are not even bothering white folks. Most black people don't even live around white folks. So their targets are for the most part other black folks. So I think we understand what it is. We could see the play from 100 miles away. Nobody thinks about harming a white man more than another white man. Charlie Kirk was taken out by a white man, not a black person, but he spent all day talking about black fatigue.
They're conflating being white with benefiting from a racial hierarchy. You see?
Chicago is black on black crime. Blacks in Chicago are not bothering white people. Black criminals, for the most part, are not bothering white people. When they talk about this black fatigue stuff, that's a smear campaign. That's a smear campaign on foundational black Americans. When you're these white folks talking about black fatigue, every time there's a prominent figure in the white community who happens to be a white man, it is another white man taking them out, not a black person. So all this black fatigue talk, that is a smear campaign against foundational black Americans. I can see the play from 100 miles away. Let me bring up who we got in the chat right here, man. Who we got in the chat? So I got Biggie and Virgil Berry. So I'm gonna let you guys chop it up, man. And we're gonna keep the language clean. So make sure you guys don't use profanity. Keep it clean. You know how we're gonna do over here. So I'm gonna bring up my boy Biggie and I'm gonna bring up my boy Virgil Berry. Go ahead, Biggie.
What up, y'all? Hey, well, first of all, as far as that white fatigue, they just trying to pivot. You know, that's why they try to control the point in history that they feel is valid for you to talk about. Because if you notice, when you start talking about white fatigue, oh, that was so long ago. I mean, that they do that with every time it starts. And then once you say, hold up, dude, we can just talk about the last 50 years. Oh, this guy was a criminal. Oh, that don't count. Oh, see, they know all that old stuff there. It's already solidified. You get what I'm saying? So now they want to play the victim. You know what I mean? So they can keep justifying when we come up unalived at their hands. That's an old game. We should know that already. They got to villainize you. But the thing is, it's harder and harder to villainize us right now because we're not marching with nobody. We're not really on nobody's political side. Because if you notice, the Democrats want us on board with them. The Republicans want us on board with them. The Tethers want us on board with them. The whole diaspora wants us on board with them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, they really have nothing but these new black fatigue is something that came up, in the last month? We ain't never heard of black fatigue before because the white people were the ones fatiguing us. Okay, but this is an old game here, number one. Number two, Nicki Minaj, you already know she's a tether. But see, this is where I need black people to shut up. When Nicki Minaj first came out, you remember when she was on her little duet or when she did her collab with Gucci Mane? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was talking about how hard she was and she got lyrics. Oh, she better than Lil' Kim. You remember she was going at it with Lil' Kim. We know she at FBA.
Right.
But she came in disrespecting Lil' Kim right off the top. But because Nikki had it going on and could rap, y'all gave her a pass.
They called her queen. She called herself the new queen bee.
Right. Now, fast forward to today. I don't know why she got to be tap dancing, although I think she is. But at the same time, what was she supposed to do? Go appeal to the people that's not in power? You get what I'm saying? Like if she's trying to stay, then who you think she gonna go to? She's gonna go to the people that's in power. You get what I'm saying? And people that were never playing on our team, what do we have to say? That's on us. Y'all didn't say that. It was just like sinners. She was one of them energy vampires, and you niggas you Negroes let her in the door.
Yeah, for sure.
Her lineage was not in question as long as she was spitting them bars back then. Nobody was saying nothing about her lineage. Nobody questioned her disrespecting Lil' Kim, etc., etc. Now that we're delineating, now it's, we're Nikki. No, y'all wasn't saying that when she was at her apex. Y'all wasn't saying where she was from because she was sounding like an FBA woman. So if you really want to chalk that up, that's just somebody else who played us. All these tethers them played us. Myron or Amaru played us. All them, even Pearly Things played us. So why do y'all think this is anything new? Somebody new come along you never heard of before, they say something that you happen to agree with. Now you want to let them in the cookout, right? You let them get big. You know, same thing with Fat Joe. Fat Joe wasn't nobody. Now all of a sudden he was kicking everybody's ass in the music industry, right? Even though he lying, but the game is the same. Like, we don't see that now. Y'all don't think a lot of this is our fault? You slid them in. They use most people. They use hip hop or something black to slide under us. I mean, come on, y'all. They went and got Idris Elba to play Stringer Bell when it probably was a 1,000 Stringer Bells in Baltimore that was there already.
Yeah,
They went overseas. They went overseas to get a Franklin Saint when it's a Franklin Saint in LA right now. It's 1,000 Franklin Saints right now, but they went and got somebody else to come cosplay you. And because they
you seen the Harriet Tubman movie that went to the theaters, they went and got an African woman for that.
Right, but we don't raise hell. But see, white folks, like, look, let me show you how white folks get down. You remember when they had that little black girl to play a fictional character, the Little Mermaid? All them white folks started pissing razor blades behind that.
Oh my God.
You remember when they wanted that same guy, Idris Elba, to play James Bond? White people is still shitting cactus needles right now behind that. So you see, we don't say that. We let them get away with it, and then when it comes back to bite us, now we like, oh, this messed up. She was a tether when we should have been doing that to begin with. Nikki wasn't never on our team, so what do we got to say about her? She was cosplaying, so it shouldn't be a surprise that she's doing what she's doing. You get what I'm saying? We are our worst enemy when it comes to this. You vote for the people that brought these people over here. Okay? Y'all did that. You remember y'all 92% and you 78, 80% of Negroes? Y'all put the people in power. You vote blue no matter who, Negroes. Then no matter who is all them tethers that's screwing you out of everything right now. You get what I'm saying? You voted in them people. Y'all was voting for Harris. What is she? A tether. Y'all Negroes put Brandon, what's his name in Chicago, in office. What is he? A tether. Y'all voted for Ilhan, what's her name? What is she? A tether. You look at the Congressional Black Democratic Caucus. They all tethers. You Negroes be voting for your own destruction and don't even know it. All of these tethers came in under these administrations because they're all tethers. See the difference? Let me tell you where tethers kick us in our butts at. Do y'all notice when tethers get in office, they actually work for their people? When we get people in office, they work for everybody else except us. Right. Is Jasmine Crockett working for you? No.
Absolutely not.
Did Negro Jim Clyburn work for you? No. How many other actual foundational black Americans that's in politics actually works for you? So if you really want to go there, them tethers is doing what they supposed to do. They get political power and they look out for their people. Yeah. The problem is when we get people in there, they screw us and they bend us over while you Negroes be smiling. Oh, no, yeah, I'm glad you voted for me, but go ahead and bend over.
Look at Karen Bass in LA. Come to find out, her granddaddy is Mexican. She married to a Latino, but she got the vote based on being a FBA woman. But once she got in, she's catering to the Latino community. So we voted her in because, oh, she's a black woman. She's going to be the first black female mayor of Los Angeles. As soon as she get in, she cape for them immigrants.
Yeah, and when you say the first black this, that, or the third, what exactly does that do for us? Other than nothing.
Nothing.
Who do they work for? They don't work for us. They parade them out in front of you the same way that they did Nelson Mandela after they broke him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? This is how y'all don't see the game right now. Identity politics stays kicking our butt. And as long as y'all keep voting for these black looking diet black tethers, What do you think is going to happen? They already tell you, read and showed you countless videos of these people having nothing but disdain and vitriol towards us. But because they are on the blue team, you Negroes think that they playing on your team. And the Democrats have been given billions of dollars, as you see right now, to everybody else except your black ass.
And let me say this to you, Californians. Do you guys know within a couple of months, Gavin Newsom spent $9.5 billion on illegals in California, and FBA's getting nothing but us getting reparations, like that Mexican dude said. Well, I don't believe in reparations because if we give blacks reparations, SA, this is going to collapse the economy. I said, hold on, fool. We didn't already spend $9.5 billion on illegals. You ain't got a problem paying taxes for that.
Of course they don't, because that benefits them. See, this is what I'm saying, bro. For as smart as we are, why do we keep falling for the same crap every 4 years? You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same playbook every time, and we always end up on the short end of the stick. Those people are not, oh, well, y'all see a little color, or you see a non-white and you think they playing on your team, but y'all know all of these different, if you're not a foundational black American, they're trying to be white. How many of these different groups is blacker than us, but they got white on their citizenship papers? All of them Somalis in Minnesota, they got white on their citizenship papers.
That's
and stuff
crazy.
like that.
Hey, that's crazy that they can put white in their African. Now I understand how Mexicans do it because some of them are white, but for an African to call themselves white is nasty work.
Yeah, but I'm saying no, but red. Okay, if you see some color, you see a little bit of melanin, right? You think you got an ally, but what you don't know is that they put white. They already allied themselves with white people, and then you, as a black person, turn around and give that same person, you vote them into political power, and then wonder why we don't get nothing. Because I don't care whether you Indian, whether you African in any one of the diasporas, whether you Latino, whatever, they're going to be Team Whitey. And then when it comes to election times, right, they come looking for black votes to put them in office. So once they get in office, they start redlining your black behind out of your neighborhood. They start taking the resources away from you. All them buildings that was closed to you, now they're open up to them, and they're funding them, and they getting housing, and they getting food. And y'all voted this in. Y'all gave them the power to do it. So I'm gonna say this and pass it with this. All of you idiots that said, I'm voting for the lesser of the two evils. Well, once you give them the power of the presidency, what do you think they become? The greater evil, right? Because evil is evil. And I'm gonna pass it to Verge on that.
Man, that was smoke. Hey, shout out to my dog Virgil Berry. You got it, bro.
You already know what it is. Red, what's good? Big E, what's good with y'all brothers, man?
What up, Verge? What it do?
What's everybody in the chat? How y'all doing on this beautiful Christmas Eve, man? Listen here, man. And it's crazy because the hip hop industry, as we know, is being used to push political agendas and stuff like that. And this also goes to show that these rappers are these so-called entertainers, man. They are for sale, man. They are present day millionaire slaves. Right? Nicki Minaj is no exception. She is not a U.S. citizen, nor has she ever been since she's been here for the past damn near 35 years. She came here as an undocumented illegal, right, when she was 5, and she has been here ever since, under TPS.
Yep.
Right? So now that she's made it to be this big rich star and all this crazy stuff, she got some money, so she got some influence, so she can be used, and she got a little leeway in staying here as long as she plays to the tune of these people's drum, right? And that's exactly what she's doing, man. You got to think, when Obama was in office, Nicki Minaj was a full supporter of Michael Michelle allegedly Obama and her whole move thing and all that crazy stuff. Didn't really care about it, don't care about kids, ain't got no organization where she contributes her funds or her star power to helping any kids anywhere, right? But on the front, they can use this stuff to not only boost their star power, but keep them in good with the people that's running things. Now, peep this right here. How many of y'all remember this or even know about this? Back in November, Nicki Minaj teamed up with Trump's UN ambassador, Mike Waltz, to go talk about what's going on in Nigeria, of all places. Now, what the hell does Onika Mirage know about any type of situations going on politically, globally in Nigeria? What stance, what stake does she have? What benefit does she have in advocating for shining light on the calamity that's going on in Israel right now? I mean, not Israel, my bad, but Nigeria.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing at all. I'm not saying that Nikki doesn't have any intelligence, but do I think that Nicki Minaj knows anything about the political situation going on in Nigeria right now enough to advocate for it, using her star power to somehow get people to get on the good side of the situation? No.
Hell no.
Absolutely not, man. We gotta stop doing this, y'all. We gotta stop thinking that these celebrities are politicians. They do not know what they be talking about. They don't know nothing of these subjects or issues. They do not care, right? Nikki is doing what she is doing so she can benefit from what she's doing, and that's keeping her status as a non-citizen. And guess why these people come to our countries illegally and don't ever try to become citizens? Can y'all figure out why? Y'all know why? And it's sad that some of us don't know why, right? As a non-citizen, you don't have to pay taxes. Did y'all know that? But somehow they can take advantage of all the things that our country has to offer under TPS. That's why I'm glad Trump got rid of that stuff. So Nicki Minaj never tried to become a citizen because she can keep her money in offshore accounts and she can do business within the U.S. and she doesn't have to pay taxes, just like Donald Trump told y'all. He don't pay no taxes. None of the rich people pay taxes, or they pay as less as they possibly can. Not because it's illegal, right? It's because through the process of the system of the structure or structure of the system, they can finagle over there and finesse their ways around not having to pay taxes legally and lawfully. So when she teams up with Mike Waltz, who's just as corrupt as anybody else, you know, we can get a good picture and understanding of why Nikki is advocating for all of this right-wing conservative talking points and ideology now, when she never was before.
Hey, Verge, let me ask you this, Verge. Everybody keeps saying that Nikki was canceled, but how do you cancel somebody that was never really on your team?
Exactly.
Remember, we never asked nothing of Nicki Minaj. We didn't ask nothing of her but the rap. We didn't know none of her political stances and nothing.
Right.
So now that we see what's happening, I don't feel she stabbed us in the back. She was never playing on our team. And I don't know if anybody's in California right now, but bruh, the sky done opened up. I swear it feel like the rain finna cave my roof in, Red. That's how hard it's raining outside right now, bro.
Damn.
But yeah, she wasn't never on our team, bro.
He said, man.
She wasn't never on our team, Verge. You can't blame people that never was on our. It's our fault. Like take Myron. That's our fault for not recognizing that that's Jafar and he rode a magic carpet over here. And we supported that fool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's our fault for supporting them tethers. You get what I'm saying? We left it. Look, Sugar Hill came out in the early 90s. That's the first time I ever heard the word Akata, but they've been calling us that. That didn't just start. You know what I'm saying? Prison politics. I told y'all about prison politics a long time ago. I went to the pen back in 1990, and that was their politics back then.
Please.
See what I'm saying? So this was always going on. It was just more covert. Today in 2025, where you hear them tell you they tired of feeling like they got to shut up about it. So yeah, we finna start using the hard ER, and all you coons, all you melanated coons, and all you melanated immigrant, we don't need y'all no more. Y'all can kick rocks. We can say what we want to say now. We don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying? We don't need y'all to be the middleman to say what we've been wanting to say. That's why all of them been getting they wake up calls too. But all of these people were never playing on our team. We just thought we had an ally because we saw a little bit of melanin, or you know, you might have got you some Caribbean twat or some Latino twat or whatever, and you thought that, you know what I'm saying, that we had allies. And it's like, yeah, those are some relationships that you cultivated with those people. But when you're talking about as a group, the way that they move politically is anti-black. It's no getting around that. So we're not talking about a couple of personal relationships. They're gonna, Red, what did that dude, I forgot his name, say, but it's like that with everybody. Nobody is above the program. So if all of their politics are anti-black, that is their program. You get what I'm saying? None of these groups want us to have reparations. They pocket watching us. They want to tell us, oh, y'all ain't gonna do nothing but buy Jordans. I don't give a damn if we spent it all on Lotto. What business is it of yours?
That's wild. Pocket watching.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. We got to take responsibility because, see, they come to us with that kumbaya crap. Everybody, all them other groups ain't going for it. If you ain't one of them, they like, watch out. We ain't whatever, dude. They only bring it to us. You don't see when they go talk to the Jewish community, do they go find Jewish rappers and entertainers to go tell them to vote for these people? Do they go get Jewish corn stars to try to sway their vote? But you remember they insulted you so bad, they had a bunch of strippers on the pole talking about get your butt down to the polls. That's what they think of you. This is what they think of us. Even a lot of these rappers that so many people held in such high regard. Now what they telling you, you Negroes ain't got no culture, this, that. They doing the same thing the streamers did. What did Kai Cenat? Who made Kai Cenat big? And what's the first thing he said? Oh, Black Americans don't have no culture. He said the same thing. Busta Rhymes said the same thing. Fat Joe said the same thing that bald head dude that was just debating that African dude talking about we don't have no culture. Yeah. We don't have no culture, but the first thing you do is when you come over here is get a black man starter kit. You get you a hat, a starter jacket, some gold in the grill. And you start talking about my nigga. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all ain't out here playing no drums from the plains of the Serengeti. Nigga, y'all get over here and start playing pop. Nigga.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, that's a fact, though, man. That's a fact, man. And y'all, they always try to hit us with that too, though, Big E. Like, oh, well, the drums, the bass, that come from, man. No, it don't, man. No, it don't. It come from us, man. It don't come from Africa, man. None of the music.
And check this out, Bird. Them groups.
I don't mean that it's from, you know what I mean?
And them groups back then, especially with the Slides and the Rick James, them groups were so high. Do you think they was thinking about anything African when they was making that music?
Not at all.
Everybody was in there lit. Wasn't nobody thinking about y'all. Oh, we making this music for the straight from the motherland. Nigga, we don't even know none of y'all.
Right, we have no connection.
We don't know none of y'all.
We have no connection. Like Mexican cat trying to say, well, you guys, well, Dubs is like, well, you gonna say we can't speak Spanish as Mexican, Y'all don't speak African. I said, our parents don't come from Africa. Y'all parents come directly from Mexico. That's
Directly
different.
from
We have no connection to Africa as FBA.
It's like they don't
Yeah,
get
but
that.
what's
They don't get.
African though?
Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
No, that I'm saying what's African. That's a dumb statement.
right. See,
It's
that's how you don't
54
know.
different
Bingo.
countries. Yeah.
So many
So
languages in
why are we
Africa.
arguing with them?
He was trying to prove a point because Hoover Gumby was saying, man, y'all don't even speak Spanish. And that is crazy because if your mother or grandparents came from Mexico, you should be able to speak Spanish. We don't speak an African language. Why? Because our parents didn't come from Africa, not our grandparents, not our great-great-grandparents. So we have no connection to Africa to copy anything from that continent.
It's like that's the disconnect that with y'all, especially y'all Latinos, Mexicans specifically. It's like y'all don't. It's like y'all don't comprehend that. And I'm not naive enough to, or I'm not cynic enough to think to myself like, well, Mexican Latinos are stupid. They don't. Nah, man, I'm not going to see. I'm not going to do to y'all intellectually like y'all try to do to us. I'm not going to assume that y'all stupid like that. I know some of y'all are smart enough to understand this, but for whatever reason, y'all just don't say nothing about it in a minute. And that's
they won't say nothing. You know why? You made a good point, Virgil. You got some Mexicans who are smart enough to know this, but if they say it, then the raza is going to go against them. How dare you agree with those whoop-de-whoop? So they just stay silent. So the Mexicans who know better stay silent, and that's a problem.
And that shows a chink in y'all's armor right there, man. Because if you can't keep it real, then how we supposed to ever, if we was to ever try to link up with y'all on some collabo type stuff, y'all not men, because that's not how men operate.
Yeah.
Right. Facts. So this is what I'm saying, bro. How you gonna disrespect us? As soon as you get over here, you start looking like us. You start sounding like us, but yet we don't have no culture. Well, who got the culture? Because if y'all come over here dressing like y'all don't dress like the people who y'all say got the culture. Y'all don't be, look, Red, do you be seeing them in Old Navy and at the Goodwill store? Where do white people be shopping at? They go to Old Navy, they go to the thrift stores. Y'all don't shop there, y'all shop where we shop at. Y'all at the spots where we at. Y'all not where they at. You get what I'm saying? Y'all don't look. Even with their food, white people eat escargot and stuff like that. Y'all don't eat that. Y'all be down there at Roscoe's with us, nigga. Y'all be at Tam's with us, nigga. Right, stop playing.
Yeah.
So how do we not have the culture? Well, then it is absolutely insane for damn near every group you could think of to literally come imitate the people that have no culture. Everybody say we have no power, but yet them same people are actually mad that we're not marching with them. The people with no power are the people that everybody's looking at the hardest. The Democrats is like, where y'all at? Nah. Of course, you see all these different groups. Where the black people at? Nah. The whole diaspora. Where the black? Nah. We need to unite. We need to have unity. Nah. See, this time last year, y'all wasn't talking about that. Y'all said it was no more money for us and all this old kind of stuff there. So why are you looking? What are you looking to us for now? We don't have no power. Oh, y'all keeping us out of hip hop, and but we have no power though, right? What are we talking about here? We have no power.
Yeah.
So why are y'all looking to us?
Hater World said a Mexican can only go so far in hip hop because blacks won't allow it. But we have no power, so it's mighty funny that we got the power to hold you back, but we don't have, you know, it's crazy that they say that, then they contradict themselves, you know, 5 seconds later.
Do a lot of double talk.
Yeah, but what they really meant to say was, well, they not stamping our music because it's trash. That's all it is, because come on.
He said it himself.
How many of y'all
Hater World
used to
said it
bang?
himself. And then listen, he said, this is how you know they contradict themselves. Hater World said that Mexican podcaster, he said that blacks only allow Mexicans to go so far in hip hop. And then 2 days later, he said Mexican Chicano rap is trash. It's like, well, how are we?
Do you see, dude? That okay? See, that's what I'm saying, Rick. If we
Can't take
don't
these guys
stamp it,
serious, man.
yeah, because if all he's saying is if we don't stamp it as being good, what I mean is Vanilla Ice cannot rap, but how many people used to bang Ice Ice Baby?
That was a hit. That was
Right?
a hit, right?
Classic.
Because it was a hit. How many people, if you got a good song or your music is good, we will listen to you, period. It don't matter who you are. All your music has to do is be good. So that go to show you right there, especially when, if you yourself, if your own people ain't buying your music, what the hell you looking to us for? Your own people ain't buying it. You can't even go gold with your own people.
Crazy.
You remember, Red, back in the days, Easy E and them used to be at the Compton swap meet selling them tapes out the back of their cars, and they couldn't keep enough of them.
Couldn't keep enough of them right out the trunk. Couldn't keep enough of them, right? For sure.
Whether you was at the Slauson or the Compton, right? People were breaking their neck to get them tapes because they liked the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Cypress Hill is a different beast. Cypress Hill makes hits. This is what we saying. Cypress Hill made hits. So we look at Cypress Hill as a legendary group. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Be Real.
And Be Real was a blood. He's Latino, but he was from a black gang. So his style was different.
And he had bars, and we liked him. So it's like, dude, you can't say you being held back. Cypress Hill is one, they put their stamp on hip hop. I put it to you like that. They got classic hits. You get what I'm saying? They got a classic album, because I don't care how I could just kill her, man. That's still dope right now today. And rap superstar.
Understand?
Man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. So if your music is good, it's good, but y'all not looking within yourself and understand your music trash. You gotta bite us. You have to. If you don't bite us, then okay, well, y'all gonna keep y'all music over there, but don't say we holding you back, and when y'all own people are not supporting you, if your own people ain't going in and spending their money on your music, you shouldn't be looking to us at all. At all. Go get it your people. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sitting here, don't put that on us like, okay, the reason y'all not selling is because we holding you back. And then when we turn your music on, we turned it off just as fast. That's why you not selling. You know what I'm saying? But look, Red, I got to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? You caught me right on lunch. But getting back to what we were saying, man, you shouldn't be surprised at any of these tethers because they wasn't your friend. We just wasn't checking the paperwork at the door. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you it's a whole lot more tethers that's out there whose paperwork is coming back, that they hoping that their paperwork probably don't come back, because you see how a lot of these people fell off once we like, nah, we cool on y'all.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So for people to say, oh, Nikki canceled. Well, yeah, she lost 10 million followers over here, but she got 25 million on X. So she never was playing for your team. I hope y'all see that. And this shouldn't be no surprise. You can't cancel nobody that never played on your team. You open the door, you let her in, you let her absorb our culture, and she took it and got rich and did the same thing everybody else did and is doing. When you come from over there, that's our fault, because we just let her in the door and she sucked all the energy out of our ass. Now we sitting up. You know what I'm saying? Man.
I appreciate you, Big E, man.
Yeah, so I'm going to holler at y'all.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read out the cash apps, and I'm going to pass it to my man Verge, and let Verge land his plane. Shout out to Tiffany for the beautiful cash app. Shout out to Erica for the cash app. Appreciate you. Shout out to Ramon. He said, you cooked that old Mexican Sonny. Yeah, I did, Ramon. Appreciate you for the cash app. Andre W, man, appreciate you for the cash app. He said, thanks for your hard work. Appreciate you. Lions Dollars, I appreciate you for the cash app. My brother, shout out to my girl Trinity. She said FBA all day. Shout out to Trinity. Shout out to Darius for blessing us for the cash app. He said FBA support. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you, Darius. Shout out to Lahia. Shout out to my girl Lahia for the cash app. I appreciate you. Shout out to my man Douglas for blessing us with the cash app. He said FBA too strong. I appreciate you, my brother. Man, I'm gonna pass the microphone to my brother Virgil. You got the flow, man.
You already know, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about? When it comes to these other folks, man, when they using people like Nikki, man, we just gotta be able to see, just like Nikki said, man, Nikki ain't never been on our team. She ain't never been on our side, man. She ain't never advocated for us in any way throughout her career. You know what I'm saying? She came in this game with the help of us. We wouldn't know if it wasn't for real FBA guys like the homie Fendi. We wouldn't know who Nicki Minaj is. You know what I'm talking about? If it wasn't for, and I'm not talking about like industry, I'm talking about real live street from the culture, from the turf guys. You know, Fendi is a street dude out of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not even that, and I'm not saying like to make a difference between street guys and or whatever. I'm just saying she came in under the what was some would call the criminal class, if you would, of us. You know what I'm saying? She came in on our backs, right? And she basically rose up the ranks. And once she got to where she's at, she's never advocated for us. She never came back and in any way was like supporting anything with the FBA. You never heard Nicki Minaj talk about we should get our reparations. And it's a reason for that, because she ain't one of us.
She ain't one of us.
She ain't like us. You hear me? I mean, like Big E said, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not shocked or anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy to me, Red, how people can be such fans of people like Nicki Minaj, Busta Rhymes, or whoever, and not understand that when you look into these people's background, like, you wonder why they don't advocate for certain things. It's because they ain't like us. They don't really talk about it either, though. Then you start making a correlation when you find out, oh, Busta Rhymes people is really from Jamaica. Oh, Nicki Minaj is really not even American citizen. She from Trinidad. Oh, you know, she be like, oh, that's why they be on what they be on. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you really can't be surprised, like Big E said. But at the other end of that is, this is like I've always been saying, and like Red, myself, and others talk about. This is how they using our culture to destroy our culture while profiting off of our culture, right?
Yeah,
They're
right,
using
right.
our culture with its power, its impact, its influence globally, you know what I'm saying? And to push these agendas, and these people who aren't from our culture, aren't from our struggle. Nicki Minaj, Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, they adjacent close to it, some of them, right? But not from it. You know what I'm saying? Then they can be used in the ways that they be used, man. And this is why we got to gatekeep our culture. This is why the people who we've allowed to be in our culture, who we have an affinity for, Nicki Minaj's, Fat Joe's, Busta Rhymes, well, I guess we could put Fat Joe in there, but Busta Rhymes, we could consider Busta Rhymes a pioneering person in hip hop. But to this point, to leave where he at now, it's kind of like, well, you know, that don't matter now. It can get revoked, just like how all these illegals getting their ass sent home. We send you niggas up out of hip hop. If y'all don't want to advocate for us, if y'all don't want to admit that FBA started it with this whole y'all ain't got no culture, the Caribbeans and Latinos. Nah, man. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's time to gatekeep our culture, kick people out. We done proven that we don't need y'all to do our culture. Y'all need us. Y'all need to latch on to us. Hip hop is not going to be no different or no better off if Busta Rhymes was to be exonerated, or not exonerated, but if he was to be like, we ain't. It's not that we don't want y'all to listen to his music. We just ain't supporting anything he got going on until he pay homage, right? And that's how it should be with people like Nicki Minaj and anybody else. But you see the political connections that they align themselves with when they get to this level, right? Just so they can keep doing them. They don't even help their own people out. She's screaming Trinidad or whatever, Trini this. She don't help. You know what's going on in Trinidad right now?
Go ahead, break it down, Birds.
The same thing that's going on in Jamaica, Haiti, and all over the Caribbean with this political unrest, this weather, what they're getting hit with the weather weapons, is messing up tourism. We got all these people coming to art. They all come in here and they tell us we ain't got no culture while siphoning and sucking off of our culture and then trying to claim our culture, ostracize us and tell us that we didn't create our culture. How disrespectful is that? Why should we collab with these people? Why should we just freely let these people do our music? See, and it's good that Tariq dropped the microphone check because that set the bar, and it's also good that we got to keep our foot on the neck like this. We can let them know, man, look, they ain't us, we ain't them. If y'all want to come into our culture and use our music, y'all got to pay homage, and if y'all ain't willing to do that, y'all ain't gonna get no support from us. And you see what happened. Y'all keep thinking y'all can do hip hop without the support of us. Keep thinking that just because hip hop is for everybody, it's for the hood. Nah, it was for neighborhood, ghetto black people. That's who created it. It wasn't for ghetto white people or ghetto. It wasn't for people from the hood or from the streets. It was for us. It came from us. And if y'all can at least acknowledge that, then what do y'all deserve to do our music, our culture, and even make money off of it? And let me tell you, I just want to say this, Riff. If y'all think y'all going to make money in our culture without the consent, support, nod from us, y'all gonna see what happened. Y'all see what happened with old girl Tyler. You see what happened with what's the boy from y'all city? Red little not even really a Mexican boy. Man, what's his name?
Let the gun play.
Y'all see what? Why don't y'all make his album go double platinum, man? Y'all down there half of LA. How come he couldn't sell 100,000 copies?
Man, that dude sold like 2,000 copies.
Well, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, why should we allow y'all to keep doing our culture? Why should we support any of y'all who try to do our culture, make money off of it, but don't want to pay homage to us? And we showing y'all we don't got no power. Okay, try to do our music without our support and see what happened to your music career. Right. And let me just say this too, Red. No disrespect, man. And I'm people say when somebody say, no, truly no disrespect. It's just what it is. Because like I said, I ain't got no problem with Latino Mexican culture. Y'all's food is great. I think Mexican food is the absolute best cuisine on earth out of all cultures. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But outside of that, when it comes to this rap thing, y'all, it's the number one reason why y'all not good at it, because it don't come from y'all culture. Now, we got the B-reels and the everyone's in here, but for the most part, man, y'all suck at rapping. That's why the record labels is not getting behind y'all. That's why they're not supporting y'all. That's why they don't push y'all as artists. Y'all are not marketable. They tried to link up with y'all when they was first letting y'all in here. They tried to push the cholo culture. That, man, the cholo culture was, is, and will forever be corny, trash, and lame. That's no disrespect. That's just true. Y'all cholos can't even perk on that.
Hey, that's why the Mexicans don't want to be cholo. Hey, that's why the young Mexicans don't want to be cholos. They want to be black now. They abandoned the cholo culture. I don't know if you remember this song. It was so whack. They tried to use a Lil Jon beat. He said, elbows up, side to side, and lean like a cholo. Elbows up, side to side, and lean like a cholo.
Bruh, listen here. That shit is trash.
Elbows up, elbows. Hey, brother, elbows up, elbows up, side to side.
No, bro,
I lean like a cholo.
That's not it. Red. Listen here. I love my Mexican brothers and sisters to the extent I do, but y'all are not good at rapping. Y'all not marketable. The industry. Man. They even listen, Red. They tried to even cater to y'all because they knew they was going to keep bringing y'all in and bringing y'all in on this illegal stuff because this is all part of the agenda. And they said, how can we try to swing the ball in the court of these people who's going to be a voting block for us? We can make them some money, make them rich so they can get the influence, right? So they can have the popularity and we can use them politically. And then they try to push y'all's weak ass cholo culture and it just didn't work. It didn't work anywhere. I think the only place where cholo culture was to an extent popping outside of America, and when I say America, I mean California, well, I think was in Japan for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a little bit.
Because Japan had a lowrider scene. So they tried to play it a little bit over there. You're 100% correct, bro.
Right. I think so. Y'all's culture, let's just be honest with y'all. It sucks. It's corny. It's lame, bro. That's why y'all youngins don't want to do no more. They want to be like us because we is the coolest. We is the most swagged up. We got the sauce. We got the drip. We is what it is. And the fact that y'all don't, can't, or won't pay homage to that and just say that, that's the reason why y'all never going to be prosperous in our culture. How you think you're going to do our culture and not pay homage to us? Y'all think y'all going to be better at us than rhyming when we invented it? It's just crazy, man. I just think that's wild, and that just shows a part of the anti-Black racism that comes out of post-colonial Latino culture, which I'm about to do a show on, right? My brother Red, man, listen, let me just say this to me, because, you know, say real ones got to give props to those real ones, man, when we doing real stuff, man. My brother Red has been spearheading the forefront of this type of discussion on YouTube more than anybody. You know what I'm talking about? And this F with any of y'all talk about this real talk amongst real ones right here. You know what I'm talking about? My brother Red been like the only, I ain't gonna say the only, but he's basically a pioneering, I would say the number one person who's even speaking on stuff like this, especially coming from out of a California perspective, LA perspective, being somebody from the turf of the very city where all this stuff originated. I don't hear not too many other people, if any at all, breaking it down on this level like this. So when we giving my brother Red props, we ain't doing what none of y'all sucker dudes is doing, none of that glazing stuff, but we just giving real props to when it's really deserved, man. And you know what I mean? When it comes to the whole situation with the, you know, the Latinos and everybody else, y'all, I don't understand why y'all think y'all going to do our culture and not pay homage to us and then try to use these new age tactics to try to trick us into thinking that somehow we didn't create our culture. Like, that's disrespectful for number one right there. And two, it's very insulting to our intelligence. And let's just be honest, man, us Black folks are most intelligent than we are not. So y'all think y'all gonna run past one on us or get one up on us or try to somehow gaslight us using these new techniques and tactics? It ain't gonna work, because we actually know, not only do we know our history, Red, our history is archived. And the fact that y'all don't use y'all's intelligence that I know some of y'all got to find that out, it just proves our point anymore. Y'all don't even want to admit the truth. Rather than admit the truth, y'all rather try to trick us into thinking that we telling a lie. Right? And the history just don't do that, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all support my brother Red. You know what I'm saying? Bless that Cash App, that Super Chat and all that. When us brothers is monetized, y'all should be making that thing sound like a snare drum, man. It should be like the Jerry's Kids Foundation joint back in the day, man.
Hey,
you know,
tell them where they can find you, Verge.
Yeah. Hey, y'all can find me tapping with Brad, man. Y'all just go over there to A Real Talk Podcast, type my name in, Virgil Berry. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. We about to have a show discussing the anti-Black racism amongst Latino, a post-colonial Latino culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And
what time you gonna do it, bro? What time you gonna go in?
2:30 my time out here. So right when we get done with this, I'm gonna smoke the rest of my joint. We're gonna get right to it. You know what I'm saying? I got some.
We're gonna tap in with you, man. We're gonna tap in because we want to bring some people over there, because you've been going hard in the paint. So you definitely deserve the support. So I want people to know what time you're going in, man. You know,
2:30 Eastern Standard Time. We about to go in, man. We're gonna break it down, man. We're gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, why y'all Latinos especially do not talk about this aspect of it's part of y'all's culture. Why y'all don't talk about it, why it's not discussed, why it's not dissected and broken down, taught in y'all schools, and all of that. We're gonna get straight to it. So shout out to my brother Red, hit that Cash App, bless that Super Chat and all of that, and show your support. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got time, y'all can tap in with me.
Appreciate you, my brother. We're gonna
tap in, Red, bro.
All right, Verge. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to my bro, Virgil Berry, man. That's my dog, man. He been going in, so we're gonna tap in with him, you know what I'm saying, when he does some of his shows as well. So we appreciate you, Virgil. We appreciate you, Biggie. We appreciate all the contributors and all of the supporters. So listen, man. Shout out to Lance, man. We got another shout out to my man Lance for blessing us with a beautiful Cash App. He said, all skin folks. He said, all skin folk ain't kin folk, man. Shout out to Lance for the Cash App, man.
People are not condemning anybody for their skin color. People condemn, they point out the reality of racial advantages that exist in housing, lending, schooling, hiring networks, policing outcomes, and generational wealth. So that's the thing. There's a racial hierarchy when it comes to that. And people get racial protections and racial leg ups simply by being white. That's a reality. And calling attention to that racial advantage that people have, that's not saying that you should be personally guilty. No, we're like, the system has a pattern. Let's be honest about the system. Yeah, what is this? Hold on. Yeah, the system has a pattern. We're just saying be honest about that system. And that whole apology thing, that's a rhetorical ass trick that basically turns accountability into victimhood. If you say, stop discriminating, and somebody says, oh God, you want me to apologize for being white? Yeah, you dodge the original issue. See, you're trying to position yourself as the harmed party. If somebody wants you to stop practicing racism, oh God, you're victimizing me because I'm white. So
and that's a big joke, man. White people have never been oppressed in this country ever. So when I see white people playing victim, it's ridiculous. It's laughable. It's laughable. It is comedy. Nobody has taken opportunities away from white folks in this country. So to hear white people play victim is just comedy at its best. The white man is somehow oppressed? Man, that's crazy.
You made your own critique sound unreasonable. So that's what a lot of these people do. They'll flip roles so accountability feels like oppression. Yeah? And here's the thing. The dominant group, the dominant white society, you're still advantaged. There's no oppressed white person. Oppressed by who? Yeah? Groups of people can have individual hardships, poverty, addiction, unemployment, stuff like that. But the dominant white, you're not being structurally targeted because of race. See, that whole white oppression framing, that tries to turn general economic pain into like racial persecution. Oh God, we're being attacked. See, the real message is stop talking about race when you're on the hot seat. Now, y'all talk about race all the time. Y'all sitting up there, Turning Points USA. The whole platform was denigrating black people. All black people as a race ain't shit. All black people deserve to get hit by the police. All black people deserve to have federal troops going into Chicago. Black people deserve this. Every negative thing, black people deserve it based on that organization. But they get up there and say, hey, wait a minute, you're practicing white supremacy. Oh God, we're being victimized. Making us accountable for our racism. Oh God, this is like a war zone of this is warfare. No, it's not. No, it's not. See, we got to watch people who try to play that game. You see, the white supremacists and white supremacy, they need whiteness and they need racism and whiteness to be fused together. See, white supremacist ideology only works if whiteness itself is treated as the organizing principle of power, entitlement, and hierarchy. See, we use the term white supremacy. You understand? We use the term white supremacy for a reason, and our great brother, Neely Fuller, taught us the importance of using the term white supremacy, because when we use white supremacy, we're not criticizing white people as a race. We're not saying whiteness is bad. We're talking about the practice of non-justice by people who believe in white supremacy. That's bad. And that should be condemned, and there should be accountability for that. You see?
Right. See, when you hold white people accountable, they want to make it seem like, oh, well, this is an attack. This is what you call an attack on a white race. No, if you're not a white supremacist, then if it don't apply, let it fly. There's a system. Racist white folks have put a system in place to benefit them, to give them the upper hand, to give them an advantage in this country. If you don't believe me, just study the history. White supremacy is a system. So if you're not a part of that system, then let it fly if it don't apply.
And we're precise with the language. We're not careless with the language. We're not calling out white supremacy just to be doing it. We're being accurate when we call out white supremacy. And the message is that not all white people participate in racism, but racism is always enforced through systems that's historically built and maintained by white dominance. Yeah. So we had to evolve the language to distinguish actors and ideology and structure, not just skin tone alone, not just skin color alone.
Right. And it's funny that white folks talk about accountability. And listen, when you hold white people accountable for what they did, well, you blacks need to stop pretending to be a victim. Well, that's how they escape accountability. That's how they escape accountability. They want to shame you so that you will stop holding them accountable for the things that they've done. So when you hold them accountable, this is what they say in response. Well, you blacks just need to stop pretending to be victims. Slavery was 500 years ago. Everybody has equal opportunities in this country. You blacks are just pretending to be victims, blaming the white man for everything. And that is how they escape accountability. They shame you for holding them accountable. Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
So the white supremacists, they like to weaponize white identity to recruit passive defenders. See, when racism is called out, they always get into this gaslighting. When you say, hey, man, y'all practicing white supremacy. We're looking at certain policies that has systemically harmed black people. Or are you saying all white people are evil? They study. They immediately flip it. They try to flip it. Yeah. So they're trying to pull non-racist white people into a defensive posture. Just like when we call out tethers. The tether class do the same thing. When we say, hey, man, y'all.
Hey, listen, when I bring up the Buffalo shooting that took place in Buffalo, New York, 2023, that didn't happen 100 years ago. The shooting at the Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida, white supremacists went in there and unloaded at everybody in the Dollar General because it was a black community and the Dollar General was full with black people. That was a white supremacist who did that. That was just 2 years ago. Dylan Roof in 2015 went into a black church, unalived 10 black people who were just praying to God. See, don't let white people gaslight you because they'll tell you, well, the only reason we have a problem with black folks is because of ghetto and thug culture. No, that's not true. Go back to the 1920s. There was no such thing as ghetto and thug black culture. And white people hated you even more back then. They burned down your communities. They flooded your communities. They turned your communities into a lake or they burned it down. Black people in the 1920s wasn't gangbanging and thugging. They went to church, they went to work, and they minded their own business. But guess what? White supremacists still sabotage them. White supremacists still unalive them. So when white people tell you that the only reason they have a problem with black folks is because of ghetto thug culture, that is a bold-faced lie. Study history and you will know for a fact that that is a bold-faced lie. When black people were docile, minded their business, wore suits every day, went to church, went to work, and minded their own business and stayed in their own communities, white people still hated them. White people still sabotaged their communities. So don't let them gaslight you when they say, well, we just can't stand black folks because of ghetto thug culture. You hated black folks before there was a such thing as thug culture in the black community. I know because I study history.
We're cool with immigrants. That's cool. And we're cool with people who are non-FBA. But when y'all send folks over here, the tether class who come over here and just go out of their way to disrespect us and undermine us, yeah, we're going to call the tethers out. Okay, why do you hate Africans? You hate Africa, Mama Africa. You hate Mama Africa, nigga. No, we don't hate Mama Africa. Nobody hates Mama Africa more than a tether. Yeah, they get into that gaslighting thing. You know? You see? So they try to make racism synonymous with whiteness, and then that allows them to cry racism when they are challenged.
Mm-hmm.
See, if racism, quote, equals whiteness, then calling out racism equals attacking white people. And any accountability for that, oh, that's persecution. So that allows the white supremacists to dodge responsibility, to reframe themselves as a victim, to claim moral equivalence with groups that actually face structural harm. So that's strategic victimhood. And that was unfortunate. Nikki Minaj was kind of playing up to that narrative to a certain degree. You know? And, black people naming white supremacy and exposing the intent of it, it's not your identity. We're talking about an action. When we say white supremacy, we're talking about an ideology. We're talking about a power structure. We're talking about a historical project. We're talking about a set of behaviors. So that language removes the ambiguity about that. So white supremacists, they hate that. They hate when we get very specific and precise with our words. Because see, when we make it real plain and we do it in a calm way, in a non-emotional way, it's impossible for them to hide behind misunderstandings and not all whites and you're just being sensitive. No, we're calmly telling you what the problem is. And the end game is for them to make silence feel safer than truth. And anytime racism is discussed, why do you hate white people? So what they want is people to stop calling out racism, stop documenting inequality, stop challenging power, to self-censor to avoid being labeled anti-white. You see Elon Musk doing the same.
Shout out to Fisheye Food for the super chat. He says, salute, red peace to the illustrious panel in chat. Peace to the illustrious panel in chat. Shout out to you, Fisheye Food. Now that is realer than rap, no cap. Red Supreme, King Supreme, delivering the straight lace facts. Yes, you are tuned in to one of the best in the game, King Supreme.
All of them are using this whole white victimhood. If you can't practice racism, then you're being victimized. That's what all of that means. All of that means, to sum everything up, everything is basically boiling.
When Tariq and Nasheed say I'm white and I say so, you got to think during the Jim Crow era, and it still exists today. If a white person said you did something, you were guilty because they're white and they say so. There was no justice system for you. There was no one coming to protect you or defend you as a foundational Black American. If a white person said you did something, you did it because they are white and they say so. Even if the evidence is even if you can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you were innocent as a Black person, you were still found guilty because they were white and they say so. Listen, the prosecutors were white. The district attorneys were white. The judges were white. Everybody in the justice system were white. So as a foundational Black American, you didn't have no chance. So if a white person said you did something, you were found guilty just based on the fact that they are white and they say so. And don't get it twisted. A lot of that still exists today. It may not be as bad as it was in the 50s and 40s, but don't get it twisted for 1 second. That system still lives on. It is not dead. It still lives on. Daniel Penny put a guy in a chokehold in New York on the subway, and he got away with it because he said he was defending his country and the guy was a threat. So he got away with unaliving this guy because he was white and he say so. And white folks raised millions. White people raised millions to support that guy. They raised millions for his what? For his legal defense. Shiloh, whatever her name, Shiloh Hendricks. I don't know if that's her name. The white woman who called that child the N-word at the playground. Guess what? White people raised $1 million to support her after calling a child a racial slur. So what does that tell you? It shows you that white supremacy still thrives and it is still alive today. Because for her to call a child an N-word, an autistic child like that, and white people raised $1 million, it shows you that white supremacy still thrives today. It hasn't gone anywhere. White supremacy has not disappeared off of the face of planet Earth. It is still alive. It continues to thrive. That is a prime example. You call a child an N-word, an autistic child at that, and white people raise $1 million in your defense for calling a child an N-word. If that ain't all the proof that you need to show that white supremacy still thrives in this country, I don't know what will.
Down to, hey, why keep trying to make us accountable for white supremacy? How dare you make us accountable for white supremacy? Yeah? Somebody said Musty Minaj. Oh, y'all talking?
The white girl in, I don't know if it was Minnesota, right? She called the Somalian the N-word, right? They raised a gang of money for her after calling these Somalians a racial slur. She made more money calling a Black person an N-word than she made at her honest working job. So what does that tell you? Call a Black person an N-word, they raise hundreds of thousands for you. You work at that regular job, you make maybe like $15, $20 an hour. So it's more beneficial for them to call you the N-word than it is for them to get an honest working job. She would have never made that money at Cinnabon. But guess what? She called a black person the N-word. White folks raised $100,000 for her within 1 week. That alone shows you, that alone proves that white supremacy still thrives in this country. Call a black person the N-word. White people raise millions of dollars for you. So what does that tell you? I think we all have common sense. At least the majority of us do. Anything over 50% is the majority.
About Andrew Tate. Oh, did y'all see Andrew Tate? Did y'all see the top G? Did y'all see the top G get whooped on, ladies and gentlemen? Did y'all see Andrew Tate, aka the top G, on the top G? I'm the top G. And Andrew Tate, that's another one who tries to pander to the white supremacist crowd. He's always saying something slick about black people, and his father is black. You know, his father is black, but all that shameless pandering to the white supremacist crowd.
Shout out to Tammy Jackson, man. Tammy Jackson blessed us with a cash app. She said, for holidays, I adore your channel, and I appreciate you for showing love and support to the channel. Shout out to my girl, Tammy Jackson, for showing love and support. Shout out to my man, Joseph. He said, FBA business, man. Shout out to Joseph for blessing the cash app. Exactly. We're going to stand on FBA business 100%. You dig? It is what it is. Now let's get back to the content. Yeah.
So, yeah, he positions himself as a top G. Yeah. He's such an elite fighter. Oh, Andrew Tate. Now, we saw Jake Paul get whooped on by...
Now, we're going to show you what Nicki Minaj had to say about culture appropriation. I'm going to show you a video by my man, my boy, my partner, my player partner, O'Shea the Duke Jackson, man.
What's good, everybody?
It's hard to call out Michael B. Jordan for culture appropriation. The nerve of Nicki Minaj. No, we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna bury this, and we're gonna slice it up. We're gonna dice it up like Ginsu. You already know. Let it do what it do. Sit up there and support the show in a major way. King Supreme, one of the best in the game.
It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I want to preface what I'm going to say that I'm a proud African American. I also am a Pan-African. I'm more or less, I will be honest.
Yeah, my boy, you're Pan-African now. I'm not a Pan-African. I'm a foundational Black American, but O'Shea, he's still my boy, because he gonna speak up for what's right regardless of what it is. So shout out to my bro, O'Shea the Duke Jackson, my California brother. Now he's gonna call out Nicki Minaj for her. He's gonna call out Nicki Minaj for her blatant hypocrisy. Trying to talk about cultural appropriation, and you in here, and you, man, please.
I'm more of a proud African American than a Pan-African because I understand the culture more. But I love all of our people, whether they believe they are our people or not, from Africa, from the African American community, from the Caribbean community. I love all our people. But I do see a little bit of hypocrisy, a lot of hypocrisy sometimes when it comes to other groups who come to America.
Andrew Tate got beat down. Andrew Tate ran up and got beat down. Yeah, he got beat down. Jake Paul got beat down. We already knew that Jake Paul was going to get beat down. There was no way that he was going to defeat Anthony Joshua. Somebody said Anthony Joshua is not FBA. He's still a black brother. He's still our brother. He's not FBA, but he's still our brother. I never heard him say anything disparaging about foundational Black Americans. So shout out to Anthony Joshua for putting that whooping on Jake Paul. Shout out to Anthony Joshua for putting that whooping on Jake Paul. Yes, yes, y'all.
The Caribbean community, the African community at large, and the African American community towards us, right? And I want to say that Michael B. Jordan was going to start this run brand called Juve, okay? And why he was going to name it that, I have no idea. And if he was going to name it that, why he was the face of it, I also have no idea, okay? And Juve is, from what I understand, it's celebrating the Caribbean emancipation of slavery. All right, that's what I'm kind of getting into. And to make a long story short, it has something to do with the independence of Caribbeans being freed from slaves. At certain points, they were getting really treated really bad by slave owners there. We know that, just like, blacks were getting treated bad in America and also in Brazil. But that's what that means. Now, again, why he wanted to name it that, it's a bad idea, okay? We have enough or many other things that you can call your rum brand that doesn't have to do with black people being in slavery, okay? Nicki Minaj, however, was one of the people that was really pissed off about Michael B. Jordan doing this, okay? And she's saying the brand is named, it's a celebration of Caribbean heritage that signals the beginning of Carnival, and it has, ties to that. And critics argue that Jordan should not be the face of the company without having an apparent connection to the Caribbean. So now we want to play those games, right? We want to play those.
So Nicki Minaj accuses him of culture appropriation, right? But isn't that what she's doing over here? Rap and hip hop was started by foundational Black Americans. That is culture appropriation. Why don't you make music that comes from Trinidad? Of course, she's not going to do that. So the nerve of this broad.
We want to play these buffoonery games. Okay, I get it. All right. And not only do some Caribbeans play those games, some African people in America play those games. I get it. So he shouldn't be able to name it that because he's not tied to the Caribbean. Okay, well, as African Americans, we also can play that same game too. Which we don't, though, because we're not really that petty as people think we are. See, that's some of the problems that we have in this black community in America and worldwide. People a lot of times want to be able to benefit off the contributions of African Americans in America, because if it wasn't for African Americans, Nicki Minaj ass wouldn't be able to be here. A lot of these Caribbeans who are talking, have something to say, they wouldn't be there. You'll be back in Trinidad. But when it's about the African Americans, platforms like the civil rights and the rights to get black scholarships and the rights to go to HBCUs, which, blacks, I'm gonna tell you a little story. I used to go to Howard University. You used to have students who would get full rides to Howard from Trinidad and Tobago. And do you know their parents had the nerve to tell their kids not to date African Americans when they were getting a scholarship at an HBCU? It happens all the time.
Hey, man. Oh, man. Say it again. I'm going to say it like the preacher on a Sunday morning. Say it again. We are preaching the word of God. It ain't hard. Pay your dues. Come pay your tithes. We are giving the glory to God. Hallelujah. Give the glory to God. I'm going to say it again.
And do you know their parents had the nerve to tell their kids not to date African to Howard from Trinidad? I'm going to tell you a little story. I used to go to Howard University. You used to have students who would get full rides to Howard from Trinidad and Tobago. And do you know their parents had the nerve to tell their kids not to date African Americans when they were getting a scholarship at an HBCU? It happens all the time. Black colleges in America have been educating blacks for years, all over the world. Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, Jamaica, all through the Caribbean. You've seen our people always try to give a handout. But it seems like in some cases, when you look at something like this, and they can come into our, if we're going to be divisive, they can come into our areas and, talk down on us. Nobody says anything about it. You know how many people, not all of them, but people in the Caribbean community that disrespect African Americans quite often?
Quite often.
African Americans never come out and say, well, you shouldn't be able to talk about our issues. You shouldn't be able to participate in certain things that we have for us. See, that's why, and then those same folks get mad about hashtag ADOS. See, when Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, even brother Tariq Nasheed, the FBA, because they were first and Tariq Nasheed came after that with that idea. You know, that we need to separate ourselves from the other groups of blacks in America. A lot of these same folks have a problem with that. Oh, no, why you want to separate? You want to separate. Oh,
You know, how could foreigners tell us why do we want to separate? What's the first thing that Africans do when they come here? I'm Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian American. I'm from Cameroon. I'm from Ghana. What do Jamaicans do? First thing they do is wave that Jamaican flag in your face. What do Haitians do? Wave that Haitian flag in your face. Why do they do that? Because they want you to know that they are different. They're not the same as you. That's why they wave that flag in your face, to let you know that they are different. So they have separated themselves from us a long time ago. But they want to connect. They want to tether on to everything that we do, but they want to separate themselves when there's something beneficial for them.
oh, but we see why in Juve. So if that's the case, then we should be able to do that, right? And the thing about it is this. With this sort of attitude, and again, he made a mistake. You know, I don't know why he would do that. But if we are not the same people, then we ain't the same people at all. Okay? If Caribbean culture and all of that means so much to all of this, why is everybody, and I'm gonna be honest, why is everybody so always in the African American? You know, why do
Hey man, these people been separated themselves from us. The first thing they do is say, hey, I'm Jamaican. They got that flag in their car. Haven't you noticed that Jamaicans always had their Jamaican flags? And we never had a problem with them having their Jamaican flags. Haitians always had their Haitian flags. Belizeans in Los Angeles let you know that they're Belizeans, so they'll show you their Belizean flag. Africans wave their African flag. These people been separated themselves from us. They're just mad that we're separating and saying, hold on, we're foundational Black Americans. We're not the same as them. You guys been separated a long time ago. But guess what? When you guys did it, foundational Black Americans never gave a damn about it because it didn't affect us like that. Now that they can no longer tether on to what we're doing, they're pissed off about it. They're upset. You niggas, you FBA niggas are being divisive. You are separating the diaspora. You're separating Black people globally. No, you guys have separated yourselves a long time ago. Don't blame us for it. Don't blame us for taking pride in being foundational Black Americans. You celebrated being Haitians. You celebrated being Jamaicans. You have celebrated being Africans a long time ago. Why do I say this? Because the first thing they do was wave that foreign flag in your face the moment they touch down here in America, to let you know that they are different than you. Gonna wave that Jamaican, that African or that Haitian flag on our face. That's the first thing they do is wave that foreign flag in your face to let you know that somehow they are different. They are not the same as you.
those same people gotta always come to African American groups, the African American popping cultures, trying to get on. I mean, if that's the case, Nicki Minaj, why you wasn't getting on in Trinidad? I mean, since, you know, it's so offensive. And this is what we're talking about. This is what keeps the division going. And again, the brother is stupid, right? But if he don't have no ties to the Caribbean, then Nicki Minaj ain't got no ties to anything that African Americans have culture or shape. None, because Nicki Minaj benefits off the African American card. I don't care what nobody says. Okay? You see Africans in America, certain groups like that, they say certain things. Not all of them do, because we have good brothers and sisters. But whatever they, you know, even legally, even with civil rights and things, for rights that there are people, and we did have Caribbean folks, you know, in America here and there in the 1900s, I'm not saying that we didn't. There were some that were here, for sure. But for you know, for all intents and purposes, they have benefited off the African American community. What I want to know is, since you have a problem with Michael B. Jordan using this, what have you done for the African American community at all? Since y'all so offended.
She ain't done nothing besides tether on to the culture because she's a vulture looking to benefit as an illegal immigrant. That's exactly what it is. Nicki Minaj is looking to benefit as an illegal immigrant, looking to benefit off of FBA culture. But then she got the nerve to say that Michael B. Jordan was somehow, it was cultural appropriation for him to use a certain alcohol beverage that was linked to the Caribbean, or however you want to call it. Tomato, Caribbean, it's all the same. You dig?
What contributions have y'all made?
None.
They have benefited off the African American community, rights and things. For rights that there are people, and we did have Caribbean folks, in America here and there in the 1900s, I'm not saying that we didn't. There were some that were here for sure, but for all intents and purposes, they have benefited off the African American community. What I want to know is, since you have a problem with Michael B. Jordan using this, what have you done for the African American community at all? Since y'all so offended, what contributions have y'all made to further our people? And I mean, I'm having a conversation is because, you see how defensive you can get, because what if we started acting like that? Because when we started putting the ADOS thing, oh my God, people were shook. Oh no, don't do that. When Tariq Nasheed started doing the FBA, oh no, he's trying to separate us. Okay, well these people now, same thing.
When Tariq Nasheed started doing the FBA, they said, oh, they're trying to separate us. See, FBA 1526. Foundational Black Americans, heavy in the game. No need to explain. You dig, it is what it is. Realer than rap, no cap, giving you the hard-hitting facts. Game delivered by King Supreme in a major way. You dig. For Sugadale, for show. You already know. Hey, man, we're going to move forward with motion. Sideways, West Coasting. Delivering the hardcore facts that is realer than rap. Nicki Minaj, take off that blonde wig, that hair hat. Yeah, I say it again. Now, you with this blonde wig, isn't that cultural appropriation? Blonde hair belongs to a white woman. That is cultural appropriation. You ain't no white woman. You don't grow blonde hair naturally. Now, I get it. You're an entertainer. You feel like you can do whatever you want. If you are not a foundational Black American, but you are making hip hop, that is cultural appropriation, especially when you're going to make money off of our music while disrespecting our culture and people at the same time. That is cultural appropriation 100%. Hip hop was created by foundational Black Americans, not Africans, not Caribbeans. So Nicki Minaj, what you're doing is cultural appropriation by definition. Hip hop does not come from the Caribbean. It does not come from the Caribbean. Tomato.
You see how what contributions have y'all made to further our people? And I mean, I'm having a conversation is because, you see how defensive you can get, because what if we started acting like that? Because when we started putting the ADOS thing, oh my God, people were shook. Oh no, don't do that. When Tariq Nasheed started doing the FBA, oh no, he's trying to separate us. Okay, well these people now, same thing. Well, you're not tied to the Caribbean heritage. Let me tell you something. So why I don't agree with him doing that? To everybody else in the world, whether you come from Trinidad, whether you come from Watts, whether you come from Africa, they look at all of us the same. All right, just so you know that. And you see the same little things, and I mean, and it's just, for me, again, it's stupid for what he did and stuff, but he can't represent, heritage. Let me tell you this: the people that came on those slavery boats, our ancestors. And even why it's stupid, I would say he would have, the thing about it is this. Our people that came over from the Nigerias, the Ghanas, the Gambias, the Biafra Bight, all of our ancestors came over, and some got dropped off in Caribbean culture, in the Caribbeans. Some got dropped off in Brazil. Some got dropped off in America. Those are the same people. The Caribbean people are the most closest people. They are African Americans if you're talking about genetics. Y'all are our closest people out there. We are really the same people. And yet, this is something like this is happening. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bill. Check out the first company in the top. And as you know, the buffoonery.
The buffoonery shall never stop. Yeah, the buffoonery is real. The truth is a bitter pill, unfiltered. So this is what we're going to do, you guys. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. You disagree? He said, I see that to near Fiji people gonna. Well, we can grow blonde hair because you have what you would call what's those people called, man? Albinos. You have albinos who can grow blonde hair. So black people can grow blonde hair, but let's be real. When you see black women rocking blonde hair, they're emulating and imitating the white woman because the white woman has set the standard of beauty by being a blonde woman. Now, even though we can grow blonde hair naturally as black people, because guess what? Black people, we can come in all different types. The black woman is the only one with the gene. I forget it. I don't want to get tongue tied, but the black woman she's the only woman who can possess the gene that could create people of all colors. See, a white woman can't have a black baby, but a black woman can have children of all different cultures because the black woman possess the original hair gene. I got blonde hair. That is true, Lotus. I got blonde hairs on me. So a black person can grow blonde hair naturally. That is a fact because I got some blonde hairs. If you look at my hair is multicolored, and I never dyed my hair one day ever. The Eve gene, right there you go. The Eve gene. If you look at my hair in the light, it's reddish, it's black. My hair is multicolored, and I'm a foundational Black American. So the black woman has the Eve gene. She can give birth to a light child, a medium complected child, and a dark skinned child. So a black woman can create children of all different colors. A white woman can't do that because the white woman don't possess that gene. So what does that tell you? That is a fact. That is an actual fact. A black woman can give birth to a child from many different colors, many different shades. A white woman cannot do that. A white woman don't possess the gene to do that. All colors, listen, as black people, as melanated, copper-colored people, or whatever you want to call us, Aboriginal, foundational Black American, whatever you want to call it, we can produce people of all colors. Foundational Black Americans, Aboriginals, we can produce people of all different colors with different shades of eyes, with different hair colors and different hair textures. We are the only race of people who can do that. So what does that tell you? We are the original people. We are the original people. Hands down. We're the only race that can produce people of different colors like that. Different hair textures. Anyway, man, hey, listen, check game. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I appreciate everybody for really didn't rap, no cap, spitting the hardcore facts. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. And guess what? I will come back at you guys with a second show of the day. I got a little busy. I got busy yesterday. I was going to give you guys a second show yesterday, but I'll give you a second show today, man, and we're going to chop it up. We're going to kick in. We're going to chop up this game. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Giving you game to keep you from stressing. It is King Supreme in the